as a mature man you are, why is that a lot of Africa people, when they come to Europe, immediately they spend some months or some years, they will be saying how much they know, they would have stayed in Africa.
Well, I think, yeah. So when it comes to living in Africa, I believe Africa is the best place to live in terms of, you know, in terms of cordiality, in terms of relationship.
Okay.
It's very open in Africa.
Hmm.
Africa, more or less like brothers keepers.
Yeah.
You can easily support each other. You can communicate. You can open up
To each other.
and to each other, and you will find peace.
Hmm.
You can rely on each other.
Yeah.
That is African for you. So, in natural sense, if you are in Africa and you have something doing, it is good, very best to
Hmm.
live in Africa.
Okay. Are you trying to tell me that as an African man, when you have something doing in Africa,
Mm.
don't even bother to come to Europe?
Not really bother to come to Europe per se, but to live. I think you are talking of living.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, not bother to come to Europe and stay, but
and
you can visit.
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. Reasons are that for Africa, it's a very fertile land, but I think the problem in Africa is management.
Hmm.
Yeah, the huge problem we have in Africa is management
I'll say that again.
because the leadership in Africa is very weak. All right,
Yeah.
even though we open up to each other, even though we kind of have that kind of rapport to each other, tribes, clans, we intermingle, we marry ourselves,
Yeah.
we really, come together and understand ourselves very, very well. And so it's good to live in Africa when you have something doing.
Hmm.
It's good to live in Africa. If really you want to, if you like, advance in life. But the only problem, as I said, the leadership,
Hmm.
very weak. When you come to Europe, the leadership is very, very good, well organized. And so, for that matter, they have some kind of disciplined life. Africa, we lack that disciplined life because of that leadership. You get it. So, you see, living in Africa, we'll go back again and tell you this, that living in Africa, we are more or less raised in an environment where we are not much disciplined.
Hmm.
You understand? We
Yeah.
abuse time,
Hmm.
all right? We abuse even our energy. We have the
Yeah.
energy, but we abuse it. But when you come to Europe, your time will be managed. You'll be forced to manage your time.
Yeah.
You understand? You'll be forced to manage even your strength. All right. They guide you even how to spend.
Your
All right.
time.
Yes, spend your time, spend even your money.
Hmm.
That is Europe for you.
Kind of cage.
Yes, exactly. So this is what overstresses much of our brothers and sisters. And so you go too stressed out of that because can you just imagine, you go to work and even the work system is based that you have to work within some hours.
Yeah.
All right. And after the hours, you have to do your own things. And so you get up in the morning, you have to go to work. Here, you cannot say you live here without going to work. You have to go to work because you pay bills.
Yeah. If you don't go, you don't have money to pay your
No, you
bills.
cannot pay. So definitely you'll be in stress,
Mm.
definitely, because you are not raised in this environment.
Yeah.
You came to meet it and you have to really, fix yourself in the situation. Exactly. So you'll find some people who feels that, well, it's good to live in Africa, so they feel like going. They have regretted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I think.